Aquarius, how's it going? Let's do a reading for you. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see what comes out. Help me to channel messages however they need to come through for Aquarius. I feel like heartbreak doesn't get you really surprised anymore. You don't get fazed by Three of Swords. You don't get fazed by the betrayals anymore. You turn them into kind of emotional. You immediately find a way to turn it into something that you can drink and find fulfillment on. Five of Swords. You know how to play the game. You know what would make the situation you know what it would mean to lose your power, and you just don't lose it. You just don't lose it. And because you don't lose it, somebody is losing it. Because you have learned this emotional regulation, which Aquarius actually typically is pretty well emotionally regulated. If there's a cutthroat sign, it's going to be Aquarius. Okay, my best friend is one, and it's wild as hell, and she tells you the truth, and it hurts like hell, but it's true. Now, something did hurt your heart. You are hurtable. You can be hurt, but you're a master at not letting it show to the person that would take the most pleasure in knowing how hurt you are. So you really are just coming across as like this queen. And somebody is not sure what other games they can play. It's like, wow, well, I thought I could play this game, and I thought I could play this game, but none of these games are working anymore. Like I'm running out of ideas. I'm running out of ways to get at this person. And it's like they're entering this. I mean, look at these cards. Five of Swords to Four of Swords. It's almost like they've exhausted themselves. It's almost like they have one last good idea left. But really all they have is the reflection of the pain that all they have is a reflection of the crappy things they've done. It's interesting. It's like they're almost exhausted by their own games. Like you've outrun them at their own cycles. Because when you're not playing games and you're just living your truth, and that's what you're really good at doing, Aquarius. You're good at living your truth and nothing but it. but that truth, but it, but that truth. And that's the final say. And as long as you're in tune with that internally, everyone else can kind of just go fly a kite. You don't care. But this person is over here trudging through. It's been a really long day. This person has been trudging through hell and high water to mess with you some more, and they've worn themselves completely out. It's interesting to see what love is and what love is not. And I think you have learned how to drink from your own cup. And you've become kind of this intense person who can offer yourself what you need. If it's a desert, you're going to give yourself water. If it's cold, you're wearing your best coat. If you need something, you're figuring out how to get it for yourself. And maybe at some point someone could really use these old worn out tricks. Somebody who couldn't get on your level even if they freaking tried. And really they're just like a kid in a costume trying to be some sort of knight, and they'll never be a knight to you. You are the queen. And all that matters is what lines up with what this is within you. This truth within you. That's all that matters. Nothing else does. So let someone wear themselves out with what they tell themselves, with what they feel, with their victimhood over not being able to reach you anymore. Let them wear themselves out on your elevation. But you know what they're up to. Even if you're not in direct contact, you know yourself, you know what you need. You know who you are, you know who they are. And you're just good. You're just doing good. You're just great, doing great. I think somebody wishes and hopes that they had a stronger tie to you. I feel like maybe at some point in the past, somebody had such a strong draw on you that they could play these silly little games on you. They could actually extract from you even when you were apart and play on your emotions and somehow draw you back in. And it's like that is completely severed now. You're not doing that anymore now. You've integrated these lessons for yourself, and you can feel and sense when they're up to something, and you may feel and sense at times, but you're not pulled in by it. You just recognize it. You could be saying, wow, this person is behaving really young. That's so interesting. You have this maturity, wow, that's a really interesting way that they're moving. You've become this observer, okay, interesting that they see something this way. They need healing in this area. And, you see this person in this situation very clearly. And mostly you see that they're worn out by the things that they tell themselves, the things that they think, the things that they attach to, that they hold to, and the things that they wanted you to believe as well. And I think there's a part of you that's well, if they just let go, things could get better for them. So this could be a lover, this could also be a friend. You could think wow, we could have really been something. We could have really had a lovership. I remember when you could be thinking, I remember when there was a really deep bond between us, but you don't feel it quite the same anymore. You don't feel it the way that they feel it. They still feel it strongly and intensely, and you more observe it from a detached place of being. Because you were fooled by someone way less smart than you before in the past. That's definitely happened to you in the past, where somebody less smart than you, less intelligent, got one over on you, or had you feeling like you were nothing. And you aren't doing that anymore. You're not doing it. You see it for what it is now. And you may at times maybe feel a draw or feel the pull, and you see it from the lens of, I'm staying here with myself. I see this for what it is, and maybe someday they'll grow out of this. They'll stop battles that are only in their head. They'll stop playing games that are for children. They'll step up to the plate. But I'm not going to make that happen anymore. I'm not taking responsibility for that. I'm staying here in my lane and in my truth. You're very clear. You have passions too. You're very much awakened in your sexuality. You're very much awakened in your being. We have Aquarius here. We have Pisces energy here. This depth of knowing, this depth of reading a situation for what it is. And again, it's somebody has the narrative that they're wounded all the time, that something is being done to them. A lot of the time. And I'm not saying that this person doesn't have come up against things. This person could be like an artist. This person could get a lot of attention from a lot of people. This person does tend to maybe be an introvert, but you can sense them in their energy from a mile away. And they may want you to take some sort of responsibility for their woundedness. And what's interesting here is that I think the more that you are quiet, the more the desire builds. It's almost like somebody decides to come out of these energies, of these exhaustive energies that they put themselves through, and become the person that you need, which is someone who is clear in their desire, moving forward with strategy, somebody who envisions a world with you. And I do get that by you staying in this mode, it puts this person into a deep desire for you. This desire to this unknown element that you're in, that they can't find you, they can't reach you, they can't read you. Meanwhile, you can read it all, even if you're not seeing it. Has them wanting to turn toward you. They've exhausted playing these games that don't get them anywhere with you, because you require directness, you require maturity, and they're trying to make this decision. They feel and sense you too. They feel and sense their own desire. They feel and sense the call to be more, to be with you. They also see you in some sort of way. There's an element of them being hidden too, hidden desire. If you knew how much hidden desire was here for you on their behalf, and how much you are helping them to grow up, it's intense. But it's because, and I don't know if it's this relationship that taught you this or a past relationship, you are doing great at handling. You're doing great at handling this person. Maybe somebody else has come into your life with similar patterns and you just observe and you're like, oh, I've been here before. I know what to do. And it's really to do very, very, very little. And the less you do, the more they have to do. The less you do, the more they have to do. The more you do, the more they will do. I feel like you have this person on the brink. Okay. I love you, Aquarius, so much. Take care.